Welcome back. Doug Miles along with Gary Schuster to a political roundtable. And Gary, let's kind of run down President Obama's first year in office as we here in the middle of January. He took office last January, and he did promise a administration of transparency, but a lot of people saying, well, that's not exactly what we're seeing.
Well, every president promises a lot of things, on their way to that office if they're lucky enough to get it, or unlucky enough, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, I mean, there over time there have been a lot of different promises by a lot of different people on what they were going to do. But the reality of it is, they got to get it through Congress, and it has to be appealing to the people. I mean, it can't hurt the people. I think in this instance, sort of like Santa Claus checking his list and checking it twice, who's naughty and nice. I think Obama's name is on both sides of Santa's list, I would think. He promised a number of things, some of which he's delivered on, but he's having trouble with the budget. The Afghan war, he got out of Iran. Basically, you don't see Iran so much anymore, but see Afghans actually seems to be going in some cases worse than Iran did. He's having trouble there. He sort of promised to get out by next, July of 11, but
about 18 months.
Yeah, but and putting more troops in. But I don't know that that's going to happen. The thing is, that's far enough off. All these things you have to remember, sort of playing with the political calendar in mind, because they know exactly where they are in this thing. It's just like, they want to get the health care bill through early this year. They don't want it hanging around their necks for the elections in November. And then in 11, when the Republicans could have a little bit more say in Senate events. So you got that problem for him. You got Guantanamo. He was going to pull the prisoners out of Guantanamo, move to Illinois. Now the people in Illinois don't want it. It's probably going to end up keeping those prisoners in Guantanamo.
Right. I don't think they want to move. I mean, they have it better there than moving to Illinois, don't they?
They do. But
not that we should care about that, but I mean, they do have it better there.
And not that they have a say, but I mean, I'm just talking about things that were promised and things not delivered. He's got his chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, now is looking at running for mayor of Chicago.
Right.
Rahm Emanuel, having been a congressman and a pretty savvy political guy, has been a real help to Obama on the Hill and other places. If he's not around, that could be a problem for
He's a good arm twister.
He's a good arm twister. He's sort of brutal in a lot of ways, but he gets things done. And he's the antithesis of Obama. Obama goes up in sort of the erudite, brainy kind of guy, and Emanuel's the guy who's in the ditches fighting and scrapping and getting things done.
Right.
If he's gone, that's a problem for the White House. You have the just the political issues of, for example, I mean, this is sort of true politics. Obama saw the polls up in Massachusetts for Kennedy's seat, saw that the Republican was doing better than expected. As a matter of fact, was ahead in one key poll.
Right.
Was going to go up there and campaign for the gal who's running for the Senate seat. Now he's not, because if she loses, it'll be made to be
his fault.
His fault.
Right.
And so you have to sort of gauge these things and see how these politicians are looking at these things. I think Obama overall, I think probably the nation, his popularity has fallen a little bit, but I think the nation would probably give him B-, C+. But he was hoping for an A or an A-, I think, and he's not going to get it just because what you think is going to happen and what you promise and what actually happens are always two different things.
Now, you've covered, of course, probably considered one of the great communicators of all time, Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter, who was not at the time.
No.
How would you rate Obama's style as far as press conferences and speeches?
Well, the thing is, I think what's good about Obama is he has more press conferences. He likes to do them. He's not afraid of them. He's unlike the Bushes, both of them actually. Reagan, after his second term, was not really fond of press conferences. Carter wasn't overly fond. This president likes them. Clinton liked them because they're savvy enough and quick on their feet enough to do well at these things,
Right.
and the press sort of likes them. Now, on the other hand, though, Obama can't make a speech. Everybody says what a great speech maker he is. He is. But he's a great speech reader. He has to have the teleprompters.
Mm-hmm.
There were issues during the first year where the teleprompter on one side collapsed. He was lost.
Yeah.
So
not great at ad-libbing from a speech.
Right. I mean, he knows what he wants to say, but there's a lot of and ah and If he doesn't have that thing rolling in front of him, it's a problem for him. So I think he communicates well off the cuff. It's just on important speeches he has to read, like all of them do, and he's a good reader. And I think he can warrant people getting behind him and sort of instill some confidence. But he's got to deliver. He's got to deliver. He can talk all he wants, but he's got to deliver. And he's having trouble on some of these things doing that.
And so, the polls are showing that right now.
Yeah.
People are disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's right. And usually in a midterm election, like it's coming up in November, the president's party suffers. That's just the way it is. But I think that, like I say, there are some things that could make it bad for him, including Rahm Emanuel going back and running for mayor of Chicago and leaving if he gets elected. Could be a problem.
Right. Well, let's wrap up by talking about a story that really has no importance, but it's kind of fun to talk about. And, of course, Gary, you being in the television industry for a long time, the Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien situation. And as we tape this, it looks like Conan O'Brien will be going off the Tonight Show on the 22nd, I believe, of January. And who knows where he'll wind up. I think he's going to wind up on Fox. But in your years of working in television, have you ever seen a mismanagement of so many shows like NBC has done?
Well, NBC, Jeff Zucker, who is NBC's sort of honcho, started out as a Today Show producer. Knew him. I knew him.
As a kid, pretty much, right out of college.
Oh,
right?
yeah, he was 22 years old. He started as an NBC producer for the Today Show, field producer. And he sort of made his way up, and people liked him, and he had a couple ideas and this and that. Well, okay, here we go now. Here we are with this fiasco that has been caused by, of course, money. The affiliate stations around the country, the NBC affiliates, already hurting with their 11 o'clock news shows because people don't watch the news
People aren't watching news anyway.
Right. They're getting it off internet, or they're getting it off YouTube, or they're texting, or whatever they're doing, but they're not getting their news mostly off television.
Right.
And so here you have the affiliates complaining that not only are the numbers dropping because of people's watching habits, they're also dropping because of all the sort of dislike of Conan's show that he did to replace Leno. The audience has dropped 2 million viewers, from 5 million that Leno had down to 3 million in a matter of 4 months.
Right.
Now, O'Brien can say all he wants that it's not his fault, but they're not watching him. But they aren't watching Leno either at 10 o'clock.
Right.
So now they have 2 shows that people aren't watching. And it's going to be one of those things that the affiliates are carrying the day. They're saying, if you don't do something about this, we're going to go someplace else. We'll become another kind of, you got to make us money. We're losing, and you're helping us lose. And so it's a money situation, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen here with these shows, but Leno's going to be back at 11:30. And whether they give him a half hour and he goes off at 12:05 or something else, we'll see. But I think Conan O'Brien is probably gone.
I think so. I think if I were him, I wouldn't put up with that.
You can't
let a company treat you like that, no matter what industry you're in. I don't care how much money you make.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
It's not fair to anybody.
No. So they'll make some kind of a settlement with him. He'll walk off with a bunch of money.
Yeah, he'll do okay
and
financially.
he'll go someplace else. Right. As he said the other day, he said it's not so much. It's not the money. The money will be fine. I've made a lot of money for a long time. It's not the money. It's my staff. It's my people. We're trying to make this thing right, and we can't get it done because NBC keeps messing with us. And NBC is messing with them because the affiliates are not happy.
If you and I had his money, we'd burn ours, right? Is that it?
Well, speak for yourself.
Gary, it was good to do this, and we look forward to a great year of political stories, particularly here in Florida, but nationally as well.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do it because this is going to be a real good year all around.
Great. Thank you all for watching. For Gary Schuster, I'm Doug Miles saying thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.